And I often notice people will say, I don't care. Have you ever said that? I don't care what she thinks. I don't care what he thinks. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Anyone can remember saying that? How many times a day do we say I don't care? Our idea is if you're I don't care, you let go. And I just want to build on this let go model. So L stands for lifestyle in the let. Lifestyle. Our lifestyles very disconnected in many ways. Do I need to educate you, or can you educate me on the ways in which our lifestyle is disconnected? It's always easier to look at someone else than ourselves. So somehow we signed up for a program where we signed off quite a bit of our life. And we didn't protest it. We just signed it off. As soon as a baby is born, it's known that these many years are going to go into school. So what I was saying is there's a disconnect in our lifestyle. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. The second disconnect, the E in the let, stands for the environment. There's a disconnect of both our inner and outer environment. Look here, if you walk in the nature, if you walk on grass, you get a sense of what month it is, what season it is, what's in sync with the environment. The environment's the way it is because it has a purpose to give us a prompt. Like, hey, it's winter time. Now you need to do. Now this is what's going to grow, and this is what's going to. Now you need to pay an organic, whatever, health consultant or a food consultant to tell you what to eat, what not to. On multiple levels, we are disconnected also with our environment. Maybe you guys know much more about the world environmental issues than I do, but no one here will deny that the climate has changed. No one here will deny that, they were trying to preserve the environment at one point in time. Now it's just like, where has all those global environmental treaties gone? Has the environmental disaster stopped? No. Are we nosediving? Yes. So our lifestyle is disconnected. The environment is disconnected, externally and internally. And the last thing I'll say is the tool. The T, the tool, the body, the mind, the soul. This, we think this is us, but this is the tool we have been given. Like he said, I'm going to a happy place. So I, the person, has a tool. This tool is also very disconnected. People have so many problems just from, I'm going to just say health problems. The tool, the body, the mind, the soul, this is also disconnected right now. So L-E-T, so lifestyle, environment, and this tool that we carry, all three are disconnected. Because of which we have this idea of let go or I don't care or whatever. What I'm proposing is that instead of let go, maybe the model for our life could be let God in. That would because when you open up your heart to the actual truth, actual realities of life, that death is coming. No matter who you are, you're going to age. No matter who you are, life's going to end. And it generally doesn't announce before it's coming. And we have limited time here. All these things that you're trying to build, they're not eternal. But you're eternal. And there's a disconnect. We're not able to see. The reason I'm building on this disconnect is we're not able to see that we are eternal. We're so trapped in the temporary because the environment, because of the lifestyle, because of the condition of the tool, we're totally trapped. Like in a Vedic lifestyle, like Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, first 25 years of your life, brahmacharya, complete celibacy. Whoever you are, you focus on education, spirituality. Teachers are really valued. Next 25 years of your life, family life. You have children, family, marriage, whatever, just take care of everything. At 50, husband and wife hand over things to the grown kids and they leave for the forest. For what? Or for holy places. Go from one holy place to the other. Why? You see how knowing that at 50 that's coming kind of puts a cap on your greed? Because at 50 you don't. And what happens today? At 50, we're going to enjoy all our But at 50, what happens? You leave and you practice renunciation. You go from one place to the other, traveling together to holy places to help each other develop spiritually. And at different stages of life, you don't sit at home watching TV waiting for death to come and then being surprised. And someone has to clean up after you're gone. This is a very harsh thing that I'm saying, but that's the reality. So the actual system of life, which is balanced, is very different. Now, we're not there, we don't have supporting structures to live that. I understand that. Like this kind of a society where someone can walk out at 50 means the forest should exist. Today there are no forests or holy places. Have a supporting society at this point in time to support that lifestyle. But with what we have, what can we do is the question. And that's what I really want all of us to take back. That life is lived on 3 planes of existence. Does anyone know what these planes are? You don't get to answer. Anybody know the planes of existence? Take a guess.
Spiritual.
That's one. Okay. What else? Physical. What else? The third one. Try. Close. What else is? What is emotional? It's called subtle plane of existence. Mental, emotional, thinking, feeling, willing. That's activities of the mind. So life is lived on 3 planes of existence. The gross physical, the subtle, where the mind, intelligence, and ego, and then there is the spiritual. Now, how to live the life on the gross physical level? You have the legs, the arms, the ears, the senses. Right? Gross senses, gross body moves around and lives the life on the gross physical level. Which also we don't know how to live. That's why the lifestyle, environment, and tool is completely destroyed. Technically, ants know how to live better in this world than we do. Right? Because they're not destroying their own ecosystem, but we are. So, the first level is physical plane of existence. At least we have an idea how to live there. It's a messed up idea, but there is something. The subtle plane of existence. First of all, we didn't even know it exists. So how do we live there? But think about it. When you sleep in the night, are you doing things? Right. What is dreaming? The subtle body is enjoying subtle matter. The mind, physical body is sleeping in the night, but the mind, intelligence, ego is still there. So it's going places, visioning things, and it carries garbage from like 100 lifetimes. You have at least 100 lifetimes of memory. So it's going in there, imagining this, that, and the other. So that's subtle existence. That goes on when you're awake too. It influences your choices. But understand that you're living on the physical level and you're also living on the subtle level. Physical activity has an influence on the subtle body. And this subtle body, this subtle level of existence is what clouds our spiritual existence. Now let me ask you, what are activities on the spiritual? So for the physical body we said, we walk around. Subtle body we said, maybe we sleep, we set intentions, do those things, listen to some. What about spiritual? What are some spiritual activities?
Meditation.
Like on what? Meditation on what? Good question,
So
right?
your spiritual nature is
Say that again?
I think spiritual is very individual, right? So would it depend?
What do you mean by that? Spiritual is individual.
Like for me, my spiritual might be connecting in nature, trying to feel one with the world around me, trying to find my place here, where I am. But for Kaylee, it might be something different.
Right.
Like recognizing that I'm not the biggest thing, that there's something bigger than me that I'm yearning for or connecting with.
Very nice.
Right? No?
That, yes. But don't you think as a teacher, like with just that much knowledge, you can't really educate someone to be spiritual, right? You need something more than that. You're right. Yearning for a connection. But connecting with who? Who am I? Who am I connecting with? Why am I connecting? But if I'm meant to connect with something else, and why am I here? There's so many questions there. Very well put. But there is, can you see that there is a dire lack of knowledge about the spiritual identity. There's a dire lack of knowledge about spiritual activities, right? How do you connect? Like if I want to connect my phone to the wall, I know exactly it's lightning, A, B, C, whatever, USB, A, B, C is so confusing for me. But anyways, we know exactly the connection. If you want to connect with nature, you know I need to go to a garden or a park. But if you need to connect spiritually, what do? There's a guess. You very humbly said, I don't know, I think it is like that, and I think it is different for me. But when you say think, it means it's a product of the mind. Thinking, feeling, willing, products of the mind. Those three activities are done by the mind. Spiritual activities, one has to learn from those who have learned. It is something you don't speculate about it. Because spiritual, another word for spiritual is transcendental, right? Transcendental means it is beyond your range of your senses. That means you can't guess what it is. You can't speculate what it is because it's beyond the range of your senses. Hence, you have to learn from the source. What you have to learn from the Supreme, the knowledge of the self and Supreme. You can't speculate. Like a little ant cannot speculate what it means to live in a three-dimensional world like we do. The world of the ant is a little ball. Similarly, we can't speculate that which is transcendental. By definition, I'm not even saying, but just sit with this thought. If it's transcendental, you can't speculate it. Tarko pratishtha shutayo vibhinnat. Tarko means by logic. Apratishtha. You cannot establish with tarko. Shutayo vibhinnat. Different scriptures in different countries, different parts of the world will give you different conclusions. Shutayo vibhinnat. Vibhinna means different. Nasti mune yasya matir na bhinna. There is no great sage kind of person who doesn't have a different opinion from another one. Like whichever school you go, all these wise men. So how do you learn? Mahajano yena gate sabandha. You find those souls, Mahajans, those souls who have dedicated their life to the service of the Supreme. And in association of such people, there is an infection that happens in the heart. You're automatically attracted to chanting the names of the Supreme, glorifying the Supreme, right? That's what all teachers have taught. But we don't want to do that. We want to go into places, get a label, but we don't want to, like, I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm this, that, and we're going to get a label, but we don't want to change our lifestyle. So Bhagavad Gita is explaining that this disconnection that we have on these multiple levels of our existence, we need to start adjusting that. Just like I said, for us to go in the happy place we want to be, we need to take a step today. Similarly, for us to live the life on the spiritual plane, our tool, let God in our life, we have to give this attitude of living a disconnected lifestyle, disconnected on the environmental level, disconnected on the bodily level. We have to give that up. But in order to give that up, to truly let go, you have to have something better, which is what the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita is. And I'll end with that. The philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita is Param Drishtva Nivartate. You have something better, you taste that, then you leave that which is less. Does that make sense?